Hello students, welcome to the pole science of class 10, and today we will move on to the third topic under the head of federalism. Previously we studied about the linguistic states, then followed by secondly which was language policy, and today we will start with the third point, that is center-state relations, which is very important regarding the term federalism, because federalism is the system in which both the center and state have rights which may be equal or may not be equal. So with that, let us proceed then. Restructuring the center-state relations is one more way in which federalism has been strengthened in practice. That means, according to the first line of the topic center-state relation, it is being mentioned that the center-state relations has actually been what it has been restructured in the way federalism has been strengthened in practice. That means federalism's, if the success of federalism is there, it's because of the center-state coordination towards the development of the country. So how the constitutional arrangements for sharing power work in reality depends to a large extent on how the ruling parties and leaders follow these arrangements. That means what? If according to the constitutions the powers are given to the both the central and state government, and it's up to whom? It's up to the ruling parties. Ruling parties means those who are in power, and the leaders. That means whoever the parties are elected by the people, that party and its leaders, actually they made the success, or they can make the success of federalism, because it depends upon them that how to follow these arrangements. Actually whatever the power sharing is there, so it depends upon the leaders or the ruling party and their leaders actually about how to make them actually happen or to make them success. For a long time the same party ruled both at the center and in most of the states. This meant that the state governments did not exercise their rights as autonomous federal units. Suppose one example is given, that just assume that in the union government and in most of the states, just take the example of current scenario where BJP is the head in the center, and take the example of Assam. In Assam also there is a BJP government. So in that way, what will happen? The state governments did not exercise their rights as autonomous federal units, but as their government is there in the union government also and in the state government also, so based on that, what will happen then? If the state governments and the central governments both have the same government, then what will happen? The state governments actually will not exercise their rights as autonomous federal units. That means independent federal units, they will not work, because they may follow the direction of their same unit which is there in the central government also. They may be puppet in their hands. Clear? So this point is actually indicated towards the negative sides, where if the state government and the central government has the same party ruling the country, then what will happen? The state government may not actually exercise their rights as independent federal units. As and when the ruling party at the state level was different, the parties that ruled the center tried to undermine the power of the states. And again, one more example it is given. One example, it was shown that like the center and state have, both the governments are same. I have given you the example of BJP, suppose. And on the other hand, secondly, one more example it is given where the central government, suppose, is the BJP, and in the state it's some other government. Take example of Punjab, where the state is ruled by Congress and in the union government it is BJP. So in that case, what will happen? in that case the central government will actually undermine the power of the states. That means what? They will try to ignore them, or you can say that particular states where the government is not of there. Clear? So both the examples are given. What happens if same government is there? The state government will not utilize or not realize and work as the independent federal units. And if suppose governments are different at union and state level, what will happen? Then the central government may try to undermine the power of states. So in both the cases the scenario will be different. In those days the central government would often misuse the constitution to dismiss the state governments that were controlled by rival parties. This undermined the spirit of federalism. So as a whole, according to the first para, so federalism was actually done, and it also succeeded because of the power sharing arrangements that was done between the central and state government. But in some cases it was seen that the central government would often misuse the constitution to dismiss the state governments. So based on the example of India, where union government has a little more power than the state government, so in that case it was seen that through the help of constitution the central government would sometimes do what? They tried to actually dismiss the state governments. That means dissolve the state government with the help of the constitution, because they were a bit powerful than the state government in India. For that reason they often tried to dismiss the state governments. Why? Because the party that were ruling in the central government were not happy with the particular states where the particular states was being run by their rival parties, or you can say the opposition parties. Clear? So for that reason they would sometimes take the help of constitution to dismiss these state governments, which was not actually correct. It was not up to the merit of the federalism, or you can say that it actually undermined the spirit of federalism. So because according to federalism the state could not interfere in the work of central government, and the union government cannot also actually involve itself in the working process of the state government. So this actually does what? This actually leaves the spirit of federalism. But in this case we can tell that due to the misuse of power by the central government, the spirit of federalism was actually undermined. Clear? After that, all this changed significantly after 1990. This period saw the rise of regional parties in many states of the country. So after 1990, whatever the scenario was going on before 1990, where central government was taking all the advantage, this changed significantly after 1990. Why? Because many regional parties were born. Suppose, say for example, AGP, Akhom Gano Porikhod of Assam, then AIADMK from Tamil Nadu. So likewise, many political parties were born in different states, which actually put an end to what? Whatever the central government or the government in the union form were actually taking advantage, this actually stopped because of the rise of, or because of the born of many regional political parties. This was also the beginning of era of coalition government at the center. So like before 1990, what was happening? The Congress was sweeping away all the election results single-handedly, because without forming or without taking the help of any other government, they easily won elections, like 3, 4 or more than that, 4 times or 5 times like that, single-handedly. But after 1990, when regional political parties were born, due to that, what happened? It gave rise to the coalition government. That means what? Options were actually in front of the people, many options were there. As because earlier it was like, say, BJP, CPI, Congress. Now with the burning of, or with the coming of many regional political parties, people actually got an option, or many option you can tell. So what happened? People gave vote according to their own choices. So in this way the seats were actually divided. So a single party after 1990 could not form the government. In that case, what they had to do then? They had to take help of some other parties also to make the or to form the government. So in that case, what happened? It gave rise to the coalition governments. Clear? Coalition means adding up of governments. In the present era also, all governments are running through that only. NDA, where BJP is the leader and many parties are there. National Democratic Alliance, in which BJP is the head and many smaller parties are there. Likewise, UPA is headed by Congress and many other alliance parties are there. So these are actually known as the coalition government. Since party got a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, the major national parties had to filter into an alliance with many parties, including several regional parties, to form a government at the center. As I have told you earlier that due to the coming of many regional political parties, people got option and people gave vote according to their choices. So in this way what happened? The seats actually decreased of the national political party. So in that situation they had to, if they were not happy also, then also to form the government they had to actually made an alliance with some regional parties in order to form the government. This made them actually in a negative way, they were not happy, but then also they had to, in order to form the government, they had to make an alliance with many regional parties. This led to a new culture of power sharing and respect for the autonomy of state governments. So this actually led to what? New culture of power sharing. Power was shared, because to form a government you have to go to some of the parties to form the government and to form the majority. Clear? 272 seats you required actually to form a government in the union. And in respect of that, if suppose a party is having 250 seats, so he needs how much? He needs another 22 seats, for which he will have to make alliance with some of the regional parties, like 5 or 4 parties or less than that. Suppose 10 seats that particular party is taking from the second party, then another 5 seats he is taking from some third party. Like that he has to manage that number of seats and he has to make that figure to 272 in order to form the government. So this actually led to what? Culture of power sharing and respect for autonomy of state governments. So in the previous years before 1990, what was happening? If the state government is different, the union government tried to actually undermine them. But now the situation was different after 1990. So they had to give respect for the state government also, because at some point of time in the union government formation, they had to take help of that particular party, which party actually is also having power in some states. So for that reason, they had to give respect for the state governments also, and these also led to the new culture of power sharing. This trend was supported by major judgment of the Supreme Court. Clear? That made it difficult for the central government to dismiss the state governments in an arbitrary manner. Clear? So if you remember, earlier we read that the central government with the help of constitution actually dismissed many state governments. And the reason was clear, because the reason was that many state governments were their rival party actually. For that reason they took the help of the constitution and they dismissed many parties. But now Supreme Court made a decision that from now onwards, or you can say from 1990 onwards, the union government will not have that much of power to dismiss any state government. So that made what? That made union government also independent, state government also independent, and the state government was free from any fear. Because earlier it was like that the central government could have easily removed or dismissed the state government, but now after the verdict of the Supreme Court, the central government from now onwards cannot dismiss state governments. It was given, the verdict was given by the Supreme Court, after which both the central and state governments were actually independent. Thus, federal power sharing is more effective today than it was in the early years after the constitution came into force. So, as a whole, what it can be said that before 1990 there was a federal form of government, but that was not in the real sense. But after 1990, after the verdict of the Supreme Court was given that the central government cannot dismiss the state government, after that our system became federal in the real sense, because all will be treated equally under that federal form of government after the verdict of the Supreme Court. Clear? So with this we come to an end to the third topic, that was actually center-state relations, and I hope that whatever the points were actually discussed today, it's very much clear regarding the point central-state relations under the head of federalism. So with this I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.